Hey, what's up guys? How's it going out there today? Hope everything is good. So man, baits of July. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so man, the first bait I gotta look at, man, or talk about here is gonna be the big worm, man. I'm telling you, man, this is by far my favorite thing right now going on, man. Just an absolutely deadly technique right now. A lot of these fish have really started feeding up. They're starting to get big and fat, and they're still looking for big meals and things like that, especially them bigger fish, man. Water temps are probably in the mid 80s to upper 80s right now, and a lot of these fish are sitting at about 9 to 12 feet of water. From what I'm seeing these past few days, and by far my favorite thing to do is big worm, man, to fish the big worm. So I picked out a couple of my favorites right here, and it's the Ol'Monster and the spray grass, and the other one is gooseberry. Gooseberry is kind of like close to June bug. It's got a little black on the top and purple on the bottom with a little bit of green and gold flake in it. Man, that thing is, God, man, that thing has been so good. And then, my other favorite is spray grass, which is purple on the top, green pumpkin on the bottom, and it's got some green and purple flake in it. These two, for me, man, have just been, God, just off the charts. So good. Man, this has just been, I've just been going through pack after pack after pack here, these past couple weeks. Honestly, there's days that have been so good that I don't even have to put the big worm down. It's just crazy, man. It's just so freaking good right now. I'm just really enjoying it. The only thing is, man, you guys, you just have to have patience. Just get out there and just soak the crap out of that worm, man. Let that worm soak. And if you do that, move it through that structure slowly and drag it and pop it from time to time, things like that, man, you're gonna catch them pretty good. It's, because they're schooled up. So man, just a lot of fun, man. But the big worm is on my #1 bait for July right now, and it's only gonna get better. It's only gonna heat up from here on out, man. So, go out there and find them schools of fish and just have a lot of fun with that big worm. Going to bait #2. It's got to be topwater, right? Like, I kind of get away from, like the buzz bait and things like that, and kind of stick with, your walking baits. The bass will be right on the end of them long tapering points, or your main lake points on them drops. And, look for those fish that are up top of those drops and things like that, because those are going to be your actively feeding fish, and those are your fish that are going to hit top water the best. But a walking bait for me right now, man, is just killer. I'm still, honestly, man, ever since I got out of the spawn, I've just been, I've just been fishing that shower blows. I mean, that shower blows for me is just killer, and that gunmetal color, I haven't had to take it off in like 2 months. So I mean, that's the deal for me as far as top water. A few weeks, I'll kind of change between that and the whopper plopper depending on how active the fish are. But those are kind of like my 1-2 punch on top water. So that's my top water baits. Just fish it on your standard 7-7-1 medium heavy or whatever you guys choose. That's what I like. I like to fish it on straight braid, and I will tie a loop knot on that thing just to help it walk that much better and just be that much more erratic. Because I mean, I am just walking that thing as fast as I can right now. I let the fish tell me what they want, and man, that's what they want. They want it so fast right now. So yeah, so moving on to bait #3, and man, that's got to be a kind of any kind of swim bait head, and you guys can pick your trailer. I like the VMC Swimbait heads right here. Those I usually fish it in a quarter, and then I'll go to 3/16 if the fish are a little bit deeper, man. But can't go wrong with a swim bait. You guys can mess around with a lot of different trailers. There's so many different options. I don't have to tell you guys. So swim bait, that's my #3. And moving on to bait #4 here. man, it's got to be a Flutterspoon. You know, your Flutterspoons are killer to fire them schools up, just depending on, you know, what kind of mood they're in. You know, this right here is a Lake Fork Flutterspoon. I kind of just mess with the ones that are like, you know, mid-sized to smaller. You know, they resemble such a big gizzard shad so well. Had a lot of luck on those last summer. Looking to get into that here soon, especially when you start getting into, you know, the later months of the year. So that one there, and then kind of like the smaller Flutterspoon and the gizzard shad with the with the feather on the back. I like that. So that's kind of like, you know, my Flutterspoons there. And then I'll always have a deep crank tied on all the times, man. To me, a deep crank, there's no better way to fire up a school than a deep crank or a crankbait. Just burning the crap out of things, stopping it, burning it, you know, fishing it erratically. Man, a crankbait is just killer, man. I'm a deep crank. I love it. It's straight power fishing. I love to power fish. That's, you know, that's what I'm about. That's what I'm going to do. Any chance I get, man, is to power fish. But with that being said, you know, you guys always got to have your drop shot tied on for them real finicky bass, man. You know how it is, man. Drop shot will get you bit about any time of the year. You know, so, you know, I like the teardrop weight, and, you know, that's, you know, your standard drop shot. I fish my drop shot on a bait caster. That's what I like to do. Just not a huge spinner reel guy, so just can't go wrong with a drop shot, guys. So I mean, that's, you know, if you just absolutely have to get bit, man, drop shot will get her done for you. So and kind of one more, I forgot to tell you guys, kind of a sneaky thing. I'll you know, I'll switch in and out between that swim bait and a hair jig from time to time. I love fishing a swim jig, or I'm sorry, not a swim jig, but a hair jig. Hair jig is just a freaking awesome bait, man. Love a hair jig, burning it straight through them schools as fast as you can so they don't get a good look at it. And man, I mean, I know that seems like a lot of baits, man, but you can fish a lot of baits in the summertime. So those are kind of like, you know, 5 or 6 for me that are just killer right now in the month of July. So yeah, man, that's pretty much gonna do it for me, guys. I mean, as far as my baits for July. One thing I will talk about is the weather a little bit, man. Try to in these hot, you know, these hot summer months here in the South. God, it's been so hot. It's been tough, man. So, you know, if you guys can pick those days that are kind of overcast with any kind of wind, man, it'll really work in your favor, you know, this time of year. And them overcast days will keep those fish shallow too, man, a lot of times. So if you guys can, you know, pick and choose your days, man, I would definitely do that. That's what I try to do, man. Anytime that I get here in the summer when I'm fishing, man, anything to my advantage, I will try to do. So even though summertime is a grind and it's tough, man, it can also be one of the most rewarding times right now, man. It's summertime fishing, man. It takes a lot of patience, but if you get out there and deal with the heat, hydrate, drink a lot of water, Gatorade, things like that, man, this is probably one of the most rewarding times a year that you will fish, is the summertime. So man, get out there and catch some of these big summertime bass, man. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for me, guys. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.